everybody. Welcome to DNS Live. It is 2014. I'm so sorry, you guys, about last week. My internet modem ended up taking a dump on me, and so we had no internet, so we couldn't talk to Will last week. But we did get him rescheduled for next week, so we'll be talking to Will next week. We're going to be talking to Max Wagner tonight. Hope everybody's got a good start off to 2014. We're, 3 weeks into it now? I don't know what everybody else has been doing, but we've been a little crazy busy with some private investigations. I don't know what happened over the holidays, but it got a little nuts. So we've been working on one client right now that's a family, and then we've got another one lined up for next month, and we're in the middle of doing a third as well. So I'm not sure what's going on out there, but everybody's starting to get busy with some private investigations and so forth. We've been a little bit crazy at NPS as well, if you guys have been watching and paying attention. We had some changes after the first of the year. We now have 2 assistant directors to Candy, myself, and Alexander LaFountain. And so Alex and I have been busy trying to catch up to Candy and help her get some stuff done. And we've named a couple of new reps. We now have an international rep as well. And with me taking on international recruiting, you're going to see Stephanie Hall getting busy going after everybody on the other side of the world. So if you're watching internationally and you're not a member of the NPS, message me or Stephanie Hall, and let's get you kind of connected to the NPS here. We've got over 10,000 members now, y'all. That's crazy. And it seemed like it just happened overnight. So we've got a ton of members. There's a lot of good commentary going on the page. Tuesdays are ads days, and we're trying some stuff out with the events tab. So bear with us while we're testing that out. But we are taking turns. All of the reps are with having a week. Actually, it's department chairs. Excuse me on that. It's the department chairs and the reps. We're each taking a week, and we've picked some topics within our realm to share about. Candy started off last week with UFOs. And so we had some good conversation around that. Alan has it this week. We're talking about health and safety. My weeks don't come up until February. We'll be talking about photography first, and then we'll be talking about ghosts and hauntings my next week. So be watching for that. Every day we're going to be posting about a really cool topic, and you guys join in on it. We're trying to get some education going for y'all, and just kind of get everybody's input. So be watching for that. I'm trying to think what else is going on. We're kind of waiting for Max. He's been a little busy today, so we're waiting for him to call in. What else has been going on? We've actually got the badasses joining us a little bit tonight. It's 2014. So he figures he needs to be on camera a little bit. You guys can actually see the D in DNS tonight.
I'm busy.
Let's see what else is going on. Oh my gosh. If we can ever get settled with our move, we'll have a lot of stuff going forward with DNS. I'm actually picking up some side projects. And looking for a videographer or even a film student I would be happy with. Deegan and I have some projects coming up that we're going to need some help with. And I think you guys will find it pretty interesting. It'll be something that'll be shown on Penn. It'll be an exclusive on Penn. And we're going to pick up our live investigations again this year, so you guys be ready for that. So I am looking for somebody that can come along with us, whether it's to do an hour show, whether it's to investigate all night, or whether it's to do this project that Selena from Fair and I are going to be working on. So if you know somebody, or if you're interested, message me, get a hold of me on Facebook. You can email me at dsparanormalcrew@yahoo.com and let me know as well. So we're working on some of that. What else? A couple of sponsors we're working on. Had hoped to have one sealed up by 2014, but we're playing a little bit of phone tag with him. His business has been a little crazy, so we've got to get in touch with him. Otherwise, we've got Jeremy still booking along with Paranologies. I think he's got some new stuff coming out I saw today. So you guys should give him a shout out. And I've been keeping Scott Frederick busy with referring over photos to him and getting some input. So it's been a little crazy, just a little crazy. Eric, do we have any events coming up that we are promoting or anything?
Here very shortly, you're going to start seeing us advertise for History Haunts and Legends in April. PEN Kim and myself were asked to speak there, so that'll be on there. Right now the big hoopity hoopla that we got going on is Penn is expanded. We now have a second channel, folks, Penn 2, and a radio page. And you count all of our shows together, we have almost 65 shows over here now.
It is just crazy. And we've got plenty of space to take on new people, don't we?
Well, we got plenty of space to take on anybody with a pre-recorded show. The live slots are filling up. There's only so many a night.
You guys, if you're interested in it, get on it. This is the place to be. We're having some fun this year. Hey, isn't Selena speaking at History, Haunts, and Legends this year?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's got like 3 speaking engagements this year. Man, that girl's crazy on fire.
Yep, she's happy with it. I think it's good for her. She needs to.
Yeah, I've got some stuff she's going to be helping me on with some NPS stuff that she doesn't know about yet. So she does not know it yet. All the reps are taking on some new projects this year. We're going to be hitting some stuff pretty hard. I don't know what happened to Max. We're just going to kind of fly by the seat of our pants, which is what we do here at DNS Live, where we do a pretty good job at it. Have you guys been noticing the photographs on the NPS page lately? Been a little crazy. I think a couple of our members are actually impressing me, and you'll see them featured my week on photography. They're actually testing you guys, and they are posting some bogus pictures out there. And the one that was posted, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was the day before, the guy posted a picture of his roommate in a mirror, and the camera was going dead on purpose. The batteries were dying on purpose, and so the camera didn't have much power to it. So he took a picture of his roommate and he posted it out there and asked everybody what they saw. And it was pretty interesting because everybody was thinking there was something paranormal there, and they weren't seeing that the camera kind of hiccuped and caught the reflection off the mirror and made kind of an apparition. So that was pretty interesting. One of our other members posted a picture of his, I believe it was his son and another family member, around Christmas, in a room, and there was windows in the background, and there was a reflection of something off the window. And everybody kept saying, oh, it's a spirit, oh, it's somebody looking in, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. Well, we debunked it, and you guys are going to have to wait until photography week to see what it really is. It will actually really make you think when you're looking at pictures, because you've got to pay attention to what's going on around you, and you've got to ask a lot of questions and ask people when you've got a reflective surface such as a mirror, glass, or a window, what else is in that room that could be making a reflection? So you guys think about that when we're looking at these pictures.
Hey, Sherry, on Photography Week, could you tell everybody where they can find those cameras that put the little red line around stuff? Because I'd really like to have that feature on my camera.
Here's my take on that. If you have to circle it with a red line, throw it out. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. That just drives me crazy. People send me stuff. Did you look where I circled it? Well, if you have to circle it and draw my attention, it's not worth it. And the people that are posting the pictures that are blurry and dark, you've got to be kidding me. I've been posting out there. There's some links on the NPS site, you guys. National-Paranormal-Society.org. Go look at the photography department. I have posted links out there regarding lens flare, lens fungus, and there is such a thing, and you do need to clean your lenses and take care of them. Those type of things will cause the things that we are seeing. You guys, come on. Think about it when you're outside and you're taking pictures in the cemetery. What's the weather like? Is there going to be a little bit of a mist, a fog, or humidity or something like that that is going to jack with your camera? Common sense, guys. We're working on some stuff on NPS to come up with a list of stuff for you guys to think about when you're taking pictures and you're taking video. There's no hard way to prove that you've captured something in a picture. If you're going to put orb pictures out there, they're going to get picked apart because pretty much they're all explainable. There's just no way right now, and hopefully photography and technology catch up and make it a little bit better, but there's really no way right now to not debunk an orb. There's a couple of links out there that will show you what a dust orb looks like, what a bug looks like, that type of thing. Wide Awake Paranormal, I think, is the best team out there so far that has done a great job giving actual examples on their website, and I will always post a link to that because I think you need to be able to see an example instead of try to figure it out for yourself what it looks like, and they've got them. And some of the pictures I've seen posted this week, If you go look at what Wide Awake Paranormal has on their website, it matches and it's been explainable and it's been debunked. So you guys think about it when you're taking pictures. It's going to be torn apart. And the first thing I'm going to ask you is, have you talked to a professional photographer to see if what you captured was something that could have been avoided or something that could have happened with the equipment? So be prepared. You know, if you want my opinion on stuff, that's going to be the first question I ask you. And we're going to go down a list of things. I love it. You mean when I when I put my phone in my pocket lint could cause an orb. You know, pocket lint could cause an orb. It absolutely could cause an orb.
Could cause lens fungus too, depending on what pocket it's in.
So could your finger, if you're putting your finger in front of the lens, that could cause a shadow to you. And you guys, your hair, us women, you know, our hair gets in the middle of the lens. There's all sorts of stuff that can cause that. So do some research on your photography. And if you're not a photographer, and if you're just snapping pictures, there are tons of YouTube videos out there that will teach you how to properly use your camera. So that's my soapbox.
Same thing applies to video too, because that's something else I've started to see a rash of. It's really bad, grainy,
yes,
bad IR, and just because it's in infrared and it's green does not mean it has clearer picture either.
You guys spend the money on your equipment. I mean, if you're just starting out, it's okay to go a little inexpensive, but seriously, put some money into your equipment if you plan on getting something good out of it, because otherwise, it's crap. Go check out Jeremy's stuff at Paranologies and get you something. Hey, Eric, you know, we've been kind of pushing you, doing some team review for stuff. Have you had anybody take you up on that yet?
Believe it or not, no. I thought that was an idea that would light the world on fire, and unfortunately, I think that's going to fall under the category of people don't want to have their stuff out there because it's the black suburban syndrome, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, and it's still, people are still probably a little bit iffy about their stuff, but yeah, that's something that you guys watch, and if y'all don't have time to review your video, Penn will do it. Get a hold of Eric, and you can figure out how to get your information and your footage over to him to be reviewed. That is something that Penn does offer. And you know what? No other network loves us enough to be able to help us. So make sure you get in touch with Eric on that. What else can we talk about? I'm going to shoot Max because, you know, last week I couldn't be on because my modem was down. Max guaranteed me this morning he'd be on time. We're going to have to be flogging Max on the NPS wall later. Who all's in the chat room? You guys know that when you're watching on the internet, you can get in the chat room, you can chat with us. I don't see a lot of people in the chat room, so you guys get signed in. Come on. I know we've got people out there watching because about over 60 of you RSVP'd at the show tonight. What you got to say there, Big D?
I'm guessing.
Oh my God. We're going to have our own spirits in the house later. You got any advice for anybody for this year? You got any input for this year for DNS, what we're going to do? Will you have expectations for the team this year? See, this is why I have to do the show.
Beep.
Nothing? No expectations? Nothing fun you want to do this year? I want to go to Waverly this year.
I want to go to bed.
See what I get? I mean, Jesus. Yeah, I'd like to go to bed too, but you know, that ain't happening. Not happening. This is probably going to be like the most boring intro.
Camera's over there.
Yeah, I know the camera's over there. I'm waiting for you to give me some input. You just don't like being on camera. Hey, Eric, I think we're going to rename the show. I think it's going to be Diva Live.
We'll call it Double D.
Oh my God, the shit I put up with.
Yeah, that is true. There is already a Double D's paranormal show out there.
Ain't it?
That's another D.
Now, if we put exact numbers, in front of the Double D, then we could probably get away with copyrighting that.
But we'd have to put numbers in front of it.
But you'd have to put numbers in front of it.
No. Let's see what I've got working on for NPS. Let's see if we can do some.
Well, Sherry, do you guys have any like local stuff that's coming up anytime soon that you can talk about?
Well, you know, we are, and I'll be honest with everybody. You know, we've been a little quiet since right before the holidays. We've got trying to sell the house and trying to get moved, and the holidays come up and all that. We do have, and I'm hoping to get some stuff confirmed. We are going to be doing public investigations this year. That is going to be something that Selena and I are going to be working on with Fear. We're going to try to pick up the NPS training events that got started last year and kind of dumped off this year when Eric left NPS. So we are going to try to pick that up. We will be going to Hill House Manor in Gainesville. That's one of my favorite places. And I do plan on getting back out to Mineral Wells. We're going to go to Haunted Hill House out there in Mineral Wells and spend some time out there. And then Selena and I are talking about a couple other places. We might go out to Old Yoakum. We've been talking about going finally to Old South Pittsburgh Hospital now that it's under new ownership and a little better organized. And then I don't know, we might have some other places in the mix that we may go to. We may end up doing some small public events. And when I say small, I mean normally we do 10 to 12 people, including with our team. When we go out and do Publix. There's our ghost dog. He's getting to be so big. But we're probably going to do anywhere from 5 to 6, and we're going to do a little more kind of a 101 type thing to really help people learn equipment, learn techniques, do that type of thing. So I think this year it's going to be more about spreading knowledge and helping other people learn and give them that experience. And I think we're going to probably start focusing a little bit more on private investigations. We've already been going crazy this year. I'm actually getting ready to start learning a little bit more about children and spirits because our first case this year involves 2 kids so far that are seeing spirits out of a family with 5 kids. So that's going to be something I kind of start delving into, is looking a little bit more at that, especially having the young investigators on our team. Matter of fact, I almost can call them truly young adults because both of our kiddos on our team, Zach just turned 17 2 weeks ago, and Michelle turned 18 back in October. So now we're going to be able to take them to a couple more places where we couldn't take them before. And I think in doing that, we're probably going to open up some invitations to teens to come out and investigate with us, and not necessarily just the general public. I think we might be doing some young adult type events in the future, so you guys be looking for that. And I'm always welcome to, open to suggestions. You guys are welcome to message me and say, hey, would you meet up with somebody at a cemetery and just kind of run through some equipment or do this and do that? We're open to doing that as well. And then doing the videography project that we're going to be doing, we will probably be looking for some people to join us on the show as we go out to some local places, do some live investigations. We've got to find a better signal and a stronger signal for the internet to do that. But it could be that we go out on a weekend night and grab a couple of viewers and film it and show it on the show the following week. So we are going to be doing that as well. So if you guys want to join us on the show, there's going to be that opportunity as well. And newbies, we'll always take newbies, and we'll always take young adults. The experienced investigators, you guys are welcome too. But I'm really, this is my 4th year into this, and I'm really looking forward to helping some of the newbies come aboard and learn and do some stuff there. We do have coming up in, I can't remember if it's April or May. I think it's May. Jason and Lorraine's group has invited us to come out for their big event. They're doing a fundraiser event out there, and I'm not sure how much they've shared about that, but that is one that we are trying to get up to in Ohio. So we'll see how well that goes. I'm looking through my notes, trying to figure out what else I can share with you guys. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's been kind of popping up in the news. Oh, speaking of, I made a post on the NPS page Sunday, I think it was Sunday, about teams out there bashing and bad-mouthing each other. And you guys, I'm going to get on the soapbox again. I'm just going to do it. We need to remember when we are, and this is coming kind of from a marketing standpoint too, when you guys are putting stuff on your Facebook, especially your Facebook, and you're interacting with others, and you're doing it under your team, so you're not necessarily doing it underneath your personal profile, but you're doing it underneath your team profile, you need to remember, and especially those of you that are tied to the NPS and your teams appear on the website for NPS for people to go to and contact you, you need to remember your clients and your future clients are looking at your Facebook page, and they're looking at your webpage, and they're following you on Twitter, and they're watching your actions, and they're seeing how you behave. And if you're out there and you're trashing and you're using profanity to talk about another team, that does not look very good and very professional on you and your team and how you conduct yourself. And I guarantee you, people will not want to call you for business if they see that going on. And there are two teams that I saw just over the weekend that were having it out with each other publicly on Facebook on your team pages. And guys, that is just not smart at all. That is not smart. Do not conduct yourselves in that fashion. That's common sense. That is absolute common sense. You need to remember who is looking at your page. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Yeah, be para-polite. That's right, Kim. Be para-polite. It doesn't make any sense. We have enough drama in our field that we don't need to keep adding fuel to the fire. You guys, if you've got an issue with another team, if you left a team because there are issues, leave it at the door. Join your new team and go for it. Don't look back, because that's just something we don't need. We need to start taking more positivity and zero tolerance in this field and getting rid of the drama. We've all had our issues with somebody else. We've all had trash talking going on. At some point, we just got to grow up and walk away from it. You know, I've had it happen to me, and you don't see me bashing people on my page. You just kind of stay away from it and keep on moving. So that's my soapbox, you guys. Just be aware when you're putting stuff. When I'm putting stuff on DNS Paranormal Crew, and I'm putting it on my Paradiva page, and Deega's doing it on the Parabadass page, we know that's a public page, and we know other people are looking at that. And we want people to see us as being professional and being able to conduct ourselves in a good manner. So just a word to the wise. If you guys want to take that off on your personal page and it's private and it's not public, do whatever you want. But when you're doing it underneath your team name and it's out in the open, not smart. Not smart at all. So, and I will tell you right now, if we find out that you're associated with the NPS and you're doing that crap, that goes to not having any integrity, which is what we're about at the NPS, and we'll just remove you from the website, and we'll remove you as a member as well. So, enough of being on my soapbox on that. You guys, I'm thinking about having a couple of psychics come on throughout the year too. So if you guys want to get in on that, we'll open up the chat room maybe for part of that, so you guys can get some reads and connect with them. Trying to think what else we've got going on. What else I'm thinking about? I got a lot of stuff going on with NPS, just trying to keep up with my departments, and now kind of helping out in a more official capacity, taking on some stuff, and we've got some assignments I'm working on, but I can't tell you guys about that. Keeping me a little busy. What else? I don't know. I'm kind of worn out today. I'm just kind of worn out. I don't know. You know, there's really not a whole lot of events coming up in Texas this year that I've seen yet. I'm hoping there's some more that come up later in the year so we can kind of get out and mingle. Maybe once the summertime comes. Spring into summer into fall, maybe it'll be a little bit better. We can get out and mingle with more people. I've been looking for, and I know all of us reps have, we've been looking for additional teams to add to NPS. So I've been reaching out and talking to some teams and kind of getting some input on that. And now that I'm kind of the international recruiter, it's kind of funny to go out there and use Google Translator and translate my English into some foreign language because it looks a little funky. So that's been kind of fun. So we're trying to build that part of the international, which I think is kind of cool because we hear about all the cool stories of the castles and all that on the other side of the world. So now we'll get to actually talk to some of those people that live there and have probably been there as well. So.
And France and Belgium are a huge crowd too that I never knew about until I tried to reach out for a UK representative for PEN, and it's huge over there.
Oh, it's big time, and it's funny because I don't know if it's just you know the connection of Facebook and the connection of the internet in general, but it seems like since probably I don't know November, we've picked up on NPS with more international people coming on, and it's kind of cool because you kind of get their input on stuff, and it's funny to see what they refer to things as their terminology and their verbiage. So that's been kind of fun, and just kind of hearing about their experiences, because I mean we don't have castles over here. That's kind of cool, and they have some of the cool locations there. So it's kind of neat that NPS is really and truly, we call it the National Paranormal Society because we started off just being in America, but now it's getting to be an international paranormal society. So that's kind of cool. And I don't have any of my notes with me of all the stuff that I'm working on for NPS, and it's probably a good thing. You okay? Probably. It's probably the most interaction we've gotten out of Deacon in a long time. He does exist. He does exist. I don't care what he just said. He does exist. He's not just a walking ghost. I've had Zach sick the last couple of days, or else he probably would have been on the show today. I'm really surprised. Let me see. Max is asking if it's too late. We might actually get our department chair on after all. We only have 2 left. We just have Max and Will. We need to get this going. Need to finish up. I'm going to start probably February. I'm going to start pulling 2 reps a show so you guys will get to talk to the reps. We've gone out and kind of officially introduced ourselves out on the page so you guys can see who we all are. But I think I'm going to go ahead and start having 2 per show. We might do them like every other week or every 2 weeks or something like that. So you guys will get to see them as well. I'm really going to kind of change up the format of the show. It's fun doing these interviews and having people on, but I want to do a little bit more interaction, and I want to do some more fun where you guys can, come out and join us for a show, join us on an investigation, really get to know some of the people that are helping you guys out with NPS and do that type of thing. So I'm hoping a big change will kind of help and see what we can get drawn in there. And hopefully Max is still online to get the messages. We're not going to have much time with the demonologist, and he also has cryptozoology. He's filling in for that until we can find somebody for crypto. So if you guys know somebody that wants to take over crypto, Max might actually welcome that. I know we miss Scotty, and Scotty misses us, but he's been really busy with some stuff too. So we've been filling in where we can there. And then we just added under Alex, we added health and safety on the NPS as another department. So we are really going to start hitting some stuff pretty hard with NPS. And I'm looking to see if Max has seen my message yet, to see if he's going to be calling in. I can't tell. Man, it's kind of hard to run a show by yourself. Everybody says I can talk and talk and talk, but man, this is hard, y'all. Especially when I have anything to talk about.
Have you guys got any plans to be at any conferences this year?
Nope, not doing any conferences. Not doing any conferences.
No. We're not planning anything else either. We're just wondering if you guys had any appearances scheduled anywhere.
Nothing yet. I've kind of looked at some stuff that's going on this year, but my focus, it's great to get out and go to those conferences and meet people and do the speaking engagements and do that type of thing, but I think this year for me, it's going to be more of a hands-on, working with people that have either just started in the field or people that are kind of interested in it, but maybe don't want to be a paranormal investigator. I've had some friends from high school reach out to me and ask about, hey, will you take us, to a haunted location? So that's more of the kind of stuff I'm working on this year, is kind of maybe a softer introduction to the paranormal field, because a lot of people think that everywhere you go you run into a demon, and that's really not the truth. That you can go and have a paranormal experience and not have the shit scared out of you, and have a good experience with it. And then working on some more private investigations and helping people one-on-one. And I think the focus this year is going to be more for us to grow as a team. And I think the only way that we can do that is by getting out there and getting our hands dirty and actually doing a little bit more and doing the conferences and stuff. I mean, that's a beating when you're traveling on the weekend, and you go and you do a speaking engagement or whatnot, and then you come back home and you almost need 2 more days off just to recoup from that. And it's kind of hard when you're working and kids are in school and that type of thing. So I think this year there's really not a whole lot that's caught my attention conference-wise that I'd want to go to. We may end up at the Granbury event that Brandy puts on every year. But other than that, I really don't have much on the radar screen.
Yeah, we kind of overextended ourselves over here last year. Me personally, I'm burnt out on the whole conference thing. I'll show up, I'll have a table, I'll speak if you need me to. But as far as organizing, helping put together, no. That's
I know Bryce
no.
is wanting to do his event again, and I told him I'd help him with that. But that's probably going to be the only one that I'm going to help him do this year, unless I do, something on my own. I'm kind of toying with an idea of doing one at a place that not a lot of people can get into. I have a friend that can get us in there, but still kind of weighing the scales on that one to see if I really want to do it or not. And if I do go ahead and go through with it, we're probably going to open it up to about 4 or 5 people. And especially with me wanting to focus on doing the NPS training events again, it's gonna be busy. It's gonna be very busy. I expect probably the end of February, end of March is gonna get a little crazy for DNS, and that's great. And Selena's on board with that. With Fear, she's got a lot of stuff going on the side too. But between the two of us being reps for NPS, we really want to get out there and start touching some more people. Texas has got the most members within the NPS, so we want to get out there and kind of meet everybody in the NPS and do some training and do some investigating and look at equipment. With her being a rep for the Ghost Hunter store and for Paranologies, we want to start playing with some stuff, getting some good stuff out there.
Yep, I would concur.
And yet they never want to come play with me.
Well,
What was that?
we got to find a place for y'all to play at. You guys still haven't ever seen the store yet either.
I know. We need to come out that way. We keep talking about we need to do it. We need to do that. You need to open up a store out here.
Yeah, don't say that too loud. Somebody already decided they wanted to use my name.
Yeah, well, that's because some people aren't creative.
That's the most politically correct way I've ever heard that put before.
I've been dealing with some, how do I want to put this? I've been dealing with some mudslinging lately and some negative people, and I promised myself that starting January 1st, I wasn't going to do any more of the negativity, but at the same time, I'm not going to let it change who I am. So yeah, I'm still a black and white type of person that if you ask me something, I'm going to open my mouth.
Black.
You're what?
Uh-oh, we have a call.
We have a caller. Is it Max? Who's calling?
Hey,
Is this the slacker?
I've been fighting sleep all day, and I passed out about an hour ago. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been carrying the weight of the show. It's been really hard, but I hope you don't mind all the bashing I did of you earlier. Well, Max, did you wake up in time to be alert?
Do what?
I said, did you wake up in time to be alert?
I'm trying.
You're trying. Poor Max, he's got such a busy schedule. And we kind of pile it on you too, don't we, with NPS? Keep you busy.
All the time.
So, all right, so I'm going to put you on the spot. I told you I'd be nice. I told you, not to worry about things, but you're going to get put on the spot. So, everybody, this is Max Wagner. He is our department chair for Demonology and for Cryptozoology, which we kind of just threw at you. And Max so graciously accepted that position. So, kind of tell everybody a little bit about you. You've got your own team out there, and kind of introduce yourself a little bit.
Well, I started a team in 2011 after doing it kind of on my own and with my friend Josh. We started a team in 2011 called Chickasha Paranormal Research Society. And both of us have had our own, fair share of experiences. So we put together a team, started doing this, and we've had about 150 or more investigations. We also have another team called Oklahoma Paranormal Society, that was actually started by a friend of ours, Chris Gibson, and that was his team. And we decided to use that for out-of-state stuff or around-the-state stuff or whatever. It's just kind of a two-team deal. I don't know. I've had experiences, basically my whole life, but I started having them a lot when I was probably about 13 over at my parents' house, and they were really active from anywhere from the age around 13 to 19. So that's what really made me want to do all that.
What got you interested? I can't even talk tonight. What got you interested in doing demonology?
Well, I've always been interested in doing that.
Have you had it? Did you have any experiences with them?
I think I maybe had two. I'm not really sure because sometimes I'll think about it so much that I'll start questioning it. But I'm not sure. I think I did, and so that's what really made me want to start studying a lot of it. And that's what I've been doing for probably a year or so now. I try to read on it whenever I can, but here lately I've been a little busier than usual and haven't been able to read as much, but I try.
So does it seem for you starting off 2014 has been a little crazy? I know we've already got right off the bat 3 clients, and we're not even 3 weeks into the year.
Yeah, we were booked up in January when it was still November. So
see, we slowed down around the holidays. We have one client case was referred to us by a team that we've never even met. And then it just started picking up, getting crazy. I told Deegan, I said, through the holidays, we're going to kind of slow down, try to get the house sold, do that kind of stuff. And it seems like the first week of January, everybody's like, hey, we've got this going on. Can you come out? And it's like, oh my God, we were trying to get through January and get into February to do anything. And we've already been out interviewing clients and meeting with clients and trying to get that fit in. So it just, I don't know. And a lot of people that I've talked to, even Selena over at Fierce, she said that they're getting swamped just as well. So I think it's just, I don't know if Christmas was crazy this year or what happened, but it's crazy everywhere.
Yeah, that's how it is for us. Usually we get slowed down around Christmas time and New Year's, but this time it really wasn't that way. That's what we were planning on. That's what I was saying. Well, hopefully we'll get a break now, and that hasn't happened. Well, it's not a bad thing, but
yeah, it just wears us.
Still going.
It just wears us out. So, are you learning anything on cryptozoology since we kind of twisted your arm on that one?
A little. I haven't really got to read a lot on that, but I like Bigfoot, so.
Well, it's been kind of funny, all this stuff that's been coming up with all of these large sea creatures that everybody's been posting on the NPS page, so that's been kind of fun to watch. I think the latest one was the large squid that was posted on there.
I didn't see that one. I did see the one where the guy said he shot and killed Bigfoot, had the picture.
Yeah. I don't know, some of those just make me wonder. And then there's that picture that's going around now, that's the deer cam picture. It looks like they've caught a little boy next to the deer. I think that one was posted on NPS today. I've seen it going around for a couple of days now. My cousin actually sent it to me.
Yeah, I've been seeing that for about a week or so. I don't really know where it originated from. I'd like to know that.
Whitetail deer actually originally posted that.
Where are they located?
It's a hunting shop.
So was it something that they had found, or is it something that one of their customers had brought in?
They didn't say. All I'm sure of is they're the ones who originated it. And I asked them what kind of camera they'd use, whether it was a trap cam or, IR, or whatever the heck they were using, and I haven't got a response back yet.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, it's made it all over the internet, so that was a pretty good picture.
Well, it wasn't a paranormal team this time.
Yep. Well, Brotherhood is in the chat room, Max, offering some assistance. They've got a lot going on, but said they'd help you some. And they're in Appomattox, Virginia. Brotherhood, do we know who you are? Everybody comes in with these weird chat names. It's Alan. Troublemaker. Troublemaker. Alan got some assignments today, too. Oh, hey, Alan, do we have any other questions we want to kind of beat Max up with? Alan's actually been doing pretty good this week with the health and safety on the page. Maybe Max needs some help, some safety on the cryptozoology.
That's a good thing. Because people need to know about the safety issues. That's a good thing to be posting out there.
Well, we've been talking about it, but we'd kind of talked about it internally, setting something up or going over some stuff for health and safety, and we never did anything about it. And finally, Candy was like, let's just do it, and she added it. So I'm glad to see Alex taking that over. Alan has been really pushing it, too, with his experience and his background. So it's been something that we definitely needed to look at. So I'm glad we're finally getting to take a better approach to it and get our hands around it. Alan said he wants to know about the draw to demonology. What drew you into it?
What drew me into demonology? I don't really know. I just got really interested in it. For some reason, a lot of people started calling us about it, and I didn't really know where to go with it. So I started trying to read a lot more on it than I used to. But most of the cases aren't actually a demon case. They think it is because of some of the things they're experiencing, so they automatically think that's what it is. And a lot of people think that for some reason. So I don't know. I guess I want to try to help people understand the differences. What could be and what couldn't be.
Well, and people think because they see a shadow figure, it's evil and it's a demon.
Yeah.
Which is kind
That's
of
not always the case.
So the question is, are you a biblical demonologist, or do you have a different kind of background behind all of that?
Well, I wouldn't really consider myself a demonologist, but if I wanted to do it anyway, I'm not very religious anymore, but if I was, I would rather be a religious demonologist, but right now it's just, I just study it, and I don't really consider myself to be a demonologist. I would like to be one day, but...
Well, and we just had Mike McCaskill join as an NPS rep. Isn't he dabbling in demonology now, or had he been? I thought that's what I had seen. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alan, Max. I thought we were getting some input out of him as a rep, too, on that subject. And then the cryptozoology you just kind of took, so it's not... We didn't give you a chance to have a draw to it.
No. It was
I think
open.
we were all just like, who wants to take it? And Max is like, I'll do it.
I said I can try to see how bad I am at it.
But you know what? It's kind of cool because you go from, being a ghost hunter, a paranormal investigator. Alan's probably going to shoot me for that. To more of the, how do I put this? You can't really see a spirit, but you can see some of these creatures. Does that make sense? So it's something that's completely different, and it's still within the paranormal realm. So I think it's kind of cool. I'd go Bigfoot hunting, but I've teased people that I won't camp out. So there better be a Motel 6 nearby.
Yeah, of course, I do believe in this stuff. It's just, some of the stories you get are, a lot of the times now, especially you see those pictures, like when people have been posting, and they like to use phone apps to put things in them, and those are very annoying to me, because I saw someone put on there earlier, which is exactly how I feel about it. People keep making those pictures, so when an actual picture is captured of a ghost or something, we're not going to know if it's real or not, or someone's going to discredit it because of all the phone apps or the computer apps that you can use and Photoshop and just do everything to make these look like they are or they're not.
Well, and you know what's sad about it is, we're all out there searching for the truth. It's something that we all take seriously. And you've got these people that are out there using these apps and posting these pictures and then trying to say it's real. It's almost like they're laughing in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Bigfoot pictures, you can't just, fake like that. You're either going to have an experience or you're not. And there's, we talk about Bigfoot being the big draw for crypto, but there are other species and animals that fall along those lines too. Scotty Rushton did a great job when he had the time handling that for us, and I learned a lot from him because that was his thing that he did. But there is a lot more to it than just that, and it's kind of a shame that, and I hate to say this, but NPS, it's like when you log on, you see more about the paranormal investigator side of it, the ghost hunting side of it, than you do the crypto side of it. And so it'd be nice to see some more of the crypto teams and crypto individuals join and step up and give us some insight and kind of share their insight with us as well. Candy's been hitting on the UFO side so that we can kind of learn a little bit more about that. But it's just, there's so much more to the paranormal realm, and there's so many departments within it that it seems like when you say paranormal, everybody automatically jumps to ghosts and spirits, and that's really not the truth.
Yeah, and any help that anyone ever wants to give is more than welcome for me. If anyone feels like they want to research the stuff and send me things that they have found or articles that we can post, is always awesome to do.
And we encourage all of our members to kind of come forward and help us out. The NPS is about everybody coming together and all of us learning and educating each other. So, even though we're department chairs, we're not the end-all, be-all. We don't know it all. We're still learning as we go. I know I am with photography and heading up ghosts and hauntings. We're learning something every day, and if you're not learning something every day, something's wrong. Yeah, Alan just made a good point. With the influx of Bigfoot shows, hopefully it will stir an interest in cryptozoology, and he's right. It's the same thing that happened with the ghost hunting shows.
What shows are coming out now?
Alan, do you know which ones? I know I've seen a couple of them, but, I don't watch a lot of TV. Deegan does. I don't watch a lot of TV because I'm too busy on the computer taking care of the kids. But I do know, I think there were like 2 that I've seen that were coming out on cable. Alan, correct me if I'm wrong. He's at work, so he's kind of trying to go in between. $10 million Bigfoot Challenge is a new one.
I haven't heard of that one.
I hadn't either. That sounds more like some type of reality contest, which it probably is. Yep. It's going to be like a reality contest. I say we just go out with Deegan and chase Deegan like Bigfoot. Get a Chewbacca suit. Bigfoot fights back. Whatever. So, Max, have you had any difficulty in trying to fill your department page on the website with stuff?
Any what?
You know how we have to go out there and add our articles and our links and stuff on our department page? Have you had any trouble with that?
No, not so far.
Well, it must be nice. I'm out here, I'm looking at your page, I'm like, okay, Demonology is like really, really full. Let's see. Crypto's really, really full. Let's go look at mine here. Photography, yeah, I'm getting some plugs in there. I need some articles. You've got some good articles, but it's kind of easy to do articles on your 2 departments. What kind of article do you want to see on photography? What's going to hold your attention, not make you fall asleep? Ghost hauntings, I have 1 article. I have 2 articles out on mine. 3 articles. Oh, 4. Okay, so my ghost and hauntings is looking a little better. It's just
There
hard to
is
really.
one thing that I had that idea of putting the Demon of the Month, where I would pick one and have its origin on there and some kind of old drawing of one and explain what they are.
Oh, that would be
I think
cool.
that's I think I've done that twice now. So this month would be the third time I've done it.
That would be super cool.
It should be on there towards the bottom.
Let me see if I can find it. There's like a ton of articles on here. Demon of the Month. There it is. From November. You're slacking. This is cool, though. I'm not going to tell you guys what it says because you need to go out to national-paranormal-society.org and see for yourself. This is kind of cool. I think you should pick that back up. Matter of fact, are you going to do that kind of thing on your week?
On mine?
Yeah, when we're starting up chats and stuff, are you going to kind of plug something out there on NPS and talk about maybe some of the different kind of demons?
Yeah, I can do that.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I don't want to. What I'm doing is with the Demon of the Month, I'm not trying to take them from just one religious view or anything. I'm trying to put them from all different religious views and the different origins. And I think right now the only two that I actually have on there from Christian, but there's a ton more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot, and to do one a month, I mean, that's just, I wish I could do more of them, but
Yeah,
I
that's
would
enough.
like to pay for the part.
Well, and you want to make sure that you give enough information on it and do it justice as well. And that's kind of the hard part about it.
Yeah, I didn't want people to think that having that was like, how do I say it, like, making them, I don't know, not trying to say like they're a big deal, but as in trying to worship them or anything, but just to put it out there for the information. I didn't want anyone to think that it was something trying to get people to really like look at it, or I don't want anyone to try to summon demons or anything like that. It's just all of it for information.
Well, and I think, you know what, a lot of people don't really get it. I mean, we were having some conversations about demons and evil spirits and that type of thing, and it'd be nice to be able to have some way to not really differentiate it, but kind of define it a little bit better. Because, they say that only about maybe 1% of the hauntings that you experience are going to be a true demon. And so it would be nice to maybe look at a way to define that for people so that people can see kind of, not like a checklist, but, some way to be able to test what they're dealing with so that we can actually say, no, what you're really dealing with is just a cranky spirit. You're not dealing with a demon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's something. That's one thing about, the UFO sector in MUFON is they've got specific criteria that they go by. They actually have documentation that they use. And it would be nice if we can kind of translate that over into the other areas where we all have something like that we can lean back on and kind of have a checklist to go by. Which would be great. Well, we got a few more minutes here. Is there anything else you want to share with everybody?
Go like us on Facebook. Self-promotion.
I know, man. That's what it's for. We each, we run our little areas in NPS, but we each have our own teams too. So you need to go out and look us up. And if you guys have anything for Max, for Demonology, or for Cryptozoology, send it to him. You can find him on Facebook. You can message us through the NPS. Get a hold of us and get a hold of him and send off, an article or a question or maybe an idea or something that you would like to share with him, you guys feel free to message him on that. We get busy, but we're not too busy that we don't see stuff on Facebook. So you can always find us out there. And if you have a hard time finding him, you can always just post on the NPS wall for him, and we can get you in contact with him. So I'm going to let you go back to sleep. I think you and I both are like dragging today. It's something about the middle of the week that just, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get over hump day and get on to the rest of the week sometimes.
Yeah, hopefully I can sleep.
I know, I hear you. I'm like, I am so ready to go just crash. Crash dummy, whatever. I think I'm going to start making Deegan do the show. I think we'd all be in for it then. Well, Max, thanks for coming on. I wish we could have spent some more time with you, but we'll start beating you up on the wall.
All right.
Make you more interactive. Hey, not a problem. We'll get you going somehow, some way. We'll get everybody picking on you for something, I'm sure. But yeah, you guys go check out Max, check out his team, check out his departments. He's got some pretty cool departments going on there. And Max, thanks again for being on.
Thank you.
All right, I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, so that was Max. A little tired. We probably could have got a little more spunk out of him, but at least we did get him tonight. Next week, we're going to be talking with Will Crawford. He is our last department chair, and he handles the resources area of the NPS. So we'll get him on, and we'll talk to him. And then after that, we have wrapped up all the department chairs. You guys know me, so I don't think I need to go into my departments. We are going to have, at the end of the month, we're going to have a nice little fun guest on. I got Robin Marie to agree to come on. We were kind of teasing in the chat room a couple of weeks ago about doing some reads and doing some numerology, so I think we're going to kind of play with that. So we're just going to have some fun on her show and visit with her. I've been wanting to get her on for a while, so we're finally going to do that. And then going into February, I will do the reps. So Alan, you be ready, because we're going to be doing the reps. I think I'm going to do 2 per show. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do kind of break it up where I have one at the beginning of the show, one at the end of the show, or if I'm just going to bring 2 on and we can just kind of all 3 chit chat. I think that might be fun to do too. So I'm going to start doing that. And then we're going to pick up our live investigations again and doing some more stuff like we talked about at the top of the hour. So that's it, guys. That's all I've got. I am worn out for the day. We'll thank our 2 sponsors, and then we'll see you guys next week. So we want to give a shout out to Paranologies, to Jeremy. I think he was running a sale. It might have ended today. So go check that out. I know he's got some new stuff he's working on that's coming out, so you guys go give him some support. And then Scott Frederick with Scott Frederick Photography. He's been crazy busy lately too. So go give him some attention and some likes on Facebook. And if you guys have questions on photography, that's my go-to guy that I ask about. So when I ask you guys if I can share it with a professional photographer, that's who I'm sharing it with. So other than that, we'll see you guys next week with Will on the show. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.